Hi, I'm Garry Gard, Grain Manager at Denny & Milling. Welcome to Crop Watch. Come along with me and let's go visit some of our producers.
We've always been kind of a 2/3 corn, 1/3 soybeans, but in the last couple of years corn has been king. So we kind of went away from that and just a few beans and a lot of corn. I'm kind of a stickler about 15% corn. So I'll even store 15% corn because we don't usually take a lot of corn through the summer. Yeah. So it's usually out in the spring. So we do our aeration, you know, when the weather cools down, and usually corn's out of here by March, April, we try to get it marketed.
We look at the whole picture and stuff like that, and then him and I usually sit down and kind of talk things out and try to decipher what, you know, I hear a lot of information through the seed business, you know, from different states, you know, how things really are and stuff. And like I said, we look at the whole picture as much as we can, information as we can get, and then draw conclusions from there, you know.
So we don't oversell. We'd rather be safe than sorry. You know, it's a long-term process. Farming is a long-term process. You don't get it and get rich. It takes a long time.
Yeah, we haven't raised any beans for about 3 years.
Okay.
So, but the way it's been, there's just been a lot more money in growing corn than there has been, you know, beans.
Yep.
Generally, we don't start marketing until after the first of the year, and kind of watch the markets at that point. And there's different times of the year when rents are due and taxes are due, and try to have something sold for them periods.
Time periods.
How much storage do you have?
With the new bin we have now, I suppose it'll be 850,000. With the new bin, we probably won't move anything in harvest. Once in a while, we'll sell some ahead. Otherwise, usually kind of like to have it in hand before we sell anything.
Okay.
So some years just before harvest is your peak price too, and because you know corn is short. But I don't know about this year.
Okay, this is basically the control room for the whole system. Our system was built we've gone through 2 seasons now, 2 crops with it. We try to forward sell anywhere from 40 to 60% of our crop. And by forward sell, I would say by the time it's planted or coming up. Some years we're a little under that, some years we're a little over. That was neat. I watched last year's average of what we sold for, and my goal is, or our goal is, to be above that. Well, the last 2 years, that was very easy. But next year, I think that's going to be impossible. We, as farmers and ourselves, are much better buyers than we are sellers. Marketing is probably the most critical thing we do.
Well, whenever you purchase your inputs, that's when we know what the cost is, and then you're always looking ahead to see when you can sell it for the best price.
I usually start pricing some in the middle of the winter, and we'll go through, follow all the months, and we kind of price here and there, some every month. Usually sell in July because the market's higher. We got plenty of storage. That isn't a problem.
How much storage do you have?
About 400,000 bushels.
So do you use the sweet corn crop as kind of a predictor of how the dent corn will be?
Usually you can, yeah. I got some neighbors ask me what I get in that. Well, then we can figure on about this much field corn, you know, kind of gauge it that way. Looking at it that way, we should have it, if we get rain, we should have a pretty decent corn crop.